The moon. It seems like a barren wasteland, but it's not. It's a giant mine filled with treasure.
Helium-3 on our lunar surface would last the world's energy supply 3,000 years.
The first lunar prospectors could become the world's first trillionaires.
We go to the moon not because it is easy, but because it is profitable.
A second historic race for the moon has begun, led not by Cold War superpowers, but by private industry.
We have a ton to learn from NASA, but if we can take what they've learned and do it better, then we're part of a new space race.
But lunar tycoons better act fast. A new superpower is on the move.
China's developing its economic activity on the moon.
Cutting-edge technology, not military might, will decide who wins this race and stake the first claim to the riches of the moon. This is how they do it in the new race to the moon. Stuffy press conferences are out. Showbiz-style product unveilings are in.
Being a commercial company, we can be just a little bit more edgy. We're here in Vegas, unveiling a spacecraft. So we're doing it here because this is a place where dreams kind of happen and anything is possible.
Bob Richards is the CEO of Moon Express. His team of young engineers are building what they hope will become the freight train to the moon and back.
The average age of the engineers that sent Apollo to the moon was 28. And that's the average age of our team too. What's changed is technology. So what we're able to do today is really talk about a mission to the moon, which would have been unimaginable to a private sector company only decades ago.
Mike Vergala is one of those 20-somethings hell-bent on making the moon part of America's future, not just its past.
Recently, China launched to go to the moon. And when people look around and say, well, what's happening in the United States? What are people doing to go to the moon? That's us. Now, we're going to show the world that.
Any outfit that can get to the moon and back efficiently and repeatedly stands to make a mountain of money in the 21st century. The moon is loaded with mineral wealth. Precious metals like platinum, rare earth elements like europium, and an unusual form of helium that could satisfy Earth's energy needs for millennia. Perhaps that's the reason Silicon Valley giant Google is eyeing the moon. The $30 million Google Lunar X Prize will go to the first privately funded team to send an unmanned spacecraft to the lunar surface, travel at least 500 meters, and send back HD video. That prize will give the winner an edge in the race to develop moon mining technology. And Moon Express is one of the frontrunners.
Yeah, the spacecraft is under here.
Yeah, it's
right?
been a busy day.
All right.
This is going to be really exciting.
The side, and of course for the finish, it's a baseball right there.
None of the 10,000 guests at the Vegas unveiling knows what Moon Express has under wraps.
To get to the moon, we have to design an autonomous spacecraft that can survive lethal radiation, extreme thermal radiation. We go to the moon not because it is easy, but because it is profitable. Ladies and gentlemen, we present to you our spacecraft, the Moon Express MX-1. It's a spacecraft that can reach the surface of the moon from Earth orbit. That's never been done before with one single spacecraft.
So, typical spacecraft that go to the moon are multiple stages. A stage to get away from Earth orbit, a stage to deal with cruising, fine little adjustments, a stage to deorbit, and then finally to land on the moon. Our vehicle is just one stage. So a single stage vehicle changes the equation for getting to the moon.
To get rich off lunar mining, you have to slash the costs of sending equipment to the moon and of bringing precious minerals back to Earth. Moon Express's engineers believe MX-1's revolutionary single-stage design is the answer. But this MX-1 is only a mock-up. Back at Moon Express's headquarters in Mountain View, California, the engineering team is ready to build the ship that will actually fly to the moon.
Just doing some final checks of the plumbing and the fits and everything for the propulsion.
We have the modeling on the bottom too, where we see the main thrusters.
All there.
Okay, great. So we can just basically send these drawings out to fabrication and prototyping, right?
The biggest challenge for Moon Express, or anyone else trying to mine the moon, will be the landing.
If you take what Adrian's saying about avionics and extend that to the whole system, it really is about reducing mass.
So that the dark spots of the moon are really the more smooth spots. And as you go to the poles of the moon, you'll see very mountainous terrain down at the south pole of the moon, where we're going to go. Nobody's been able to land on the poles yet. That's a real challenge.
Precious minerals are spread all over the moon, but the economics of bringing them back to Earth forces Moon Express to attempt a landing in the moon's most treacherous terrain. The Apollo astronauts glided in for easy landings on flat ground near the equator. But in the rugged landscape near the South Pole, there are deep craters that never see sunlight. In those permanent shadows is a thick layer of icy soil. That ice can be converted into rocket fuel and used to launch payloads of precious minerals back to Earth.
So we're going to land in the southern hemisphere, and then our future missions make our way down to where the real pay dirt is, where the water is concentrated on the moon, and hopefully a lot more resources.
The South Pole alone has enough water to produce fuel to do 2,300 years worth of shuttle missions launching one a day. That's a lot of fuel. That is the basis for a corporation that is larger than any that has previously been formed in human history. At least 10 times larger than the largest oil company that was ever put together in the last 100 years.
With NASA's renewed support, the U.S. might just regain the competitive edge it had on the moon decades ago.
What we have going for us today is the partnership between the public sector and the private sector. That's going to be the winner on the moon.
Everything here, all the wars, all the power, all the politics, is all about finite resources and finite land. The universe is waiting. Why the hell don't we get out there and go for it?
The moon is big again. National pride took us there almost half a century ago. National pride, coupled with corporate zeal, is driving us back and will keep us striving to develop the technology to reap its untold riches.